Hello again. Welcome back to another episode of Real Talk and ELT. I'm going to go down the support road again and what support I think support should be for teachers, because support for me is not a buzzword, it is a commitment. So, regardless of if you are in a school, if you're a mentor, if you're a coordinator, a director, if you're a lead teacher, if you're a freelancer that has people working for you, if you whatever. If you need to provide any type of support to a teacher, support is not a buzzword. It is a commitment. Every school, every coordinator, every director, everybody says, we support teachers, organizations, nonprofits. It's printed on brochures. Everybody has it in the hiring conversation, in the missions of professional development statements. We see, we support teachers, support. It's plastered everywhere in schools, on Instagram pages, on whatever. But here's the question. What does support actually look like when things get hard for teachers? Not when everything is easy breezy. So teachers don't get support from slogans. You can say it until your lungs explode. That doesn't mean anything to them. They feel it. And they feel it when someone listens without defensiveness. Just listens. I need to understand your side. They feel it when someone follows up with them without micromanaging. Don't need to micromanage teachers. For the most part, some teachers need it, but because they're not great employees. But teachers don't need micromanaging. They just need a follow-up. And they certainly feel it when someone shows up before they burn out. Not after, before. We notice things. We should be noticing things. Support is not this vibe that you have with your teacher. It is a system. And all too often, it's treated like this little buzzword, and it's not a system, like a concrete system of what you should be doing, what you should be putting into place. So, here's the difference. Let's do the buzzword support and then real support. So buzzword support, we get that generic, horrible bullshit professional development that doesn't actually address any actual teaching problems that teachers are having. It doesn't care. There is no professional development related to what's happening in their lives, in their classroom. So, yay, support. Telling teachers to be resilient. You can get through it. And then you don't find a solution to reduce their workload, or you don't offer a solution. So if a teacher raises a flag and it's like, you can do it, maybe they can't. Maybe you need to say, what do you need from me so I can help you through this? And that might be offloading whatever they have to do. Saying, we're here for you, and then never meeting. How many? This is a good question. For teachers out there, if you have never met the owner of the school franchise, how here for you are they? Just a question. Maybe like the franchises, you're not going to meet the owner, but the unit place, like you should know. How often do you have conversations with that person? None? Minimal? Just throwing it out there. I don't know how here for you can be if they're subcontracting that connection out. Offering help only when there's a crisis. And sometimes not even then. That's buzzword support. So that's just kind of like reactionary and not super helpful. Real support, here's what after doing this for a couple of years, more than a couple, but after doing this for a few years, and seeing how some schools operate, being in some schools, you need to check in regularly without waiting for a breakdown. If my teachers, like if I sent a message to teachers, if I were in a position, I'm not, so this doesn't affect me, but if I'm mentoring somebody else or consulting for a school, I'm like, you guys have to check in with your teachers. Like, hey, how's it going? You all right? Haven't heard from you in a while. Just making sure. Everything might be fine. That's cool. It's just making sure. No, is something wrong? Like I've had teachers so traumatized because they've had buzzword support that it's like, hey, how's everything going? How are your students? And they're like, why? Did somebody complain? Oh, that's such a trauma reaction. That is so telling. That is so telling that people do not talk to teachers until there's a problem. Giving teachers time and space to reflect, adapt, and ask for help without fear. If they fear you, it is a problem because they're not going to ask for help because they're afraid of you. People in leadership positions, honestly, management, this goes beyond even schools. Like, you should only be in that position if you genuinely like managing people. Because if you don't like dealing with people, managing the day-to-day problems of the people, you shouldn't be there because they have to not be afraid of you because you're going to get angry and then they're going to get afraid and they're like, oh, I can't talk to Kelly. They can't be afraid of you. You're just like, doors open, what's going on? I'm going to solve the problem. I don't have the friendliest of faces, but it's just like, what's happening? Tell me what's going on. I'll solve it for you. I will fix your problem, but you have to let me know. But first, they have to know that they can come to me without getting punished. And you're like, you're not going to get punished. I just need to know what's happening. I can't do anything if I don't know. And teachers are not going to tell you so that you know if they're afraid of you. Third, real support provides material, time, and realistic expectations. Teachers are at different points in their career. Everybody functions differently. It's just like students. And so there's some people that can handle certain tasks and there's other people that cannot handle that same task, but they're really good at something else. You got to figure that out. Where are their strengths and weaknesses? And then give them enough support, time, materials, realistic expectations, and, some encouragement along the way. It's not only about praise, but encouragement along the way, so that they can get their stuff done. I mean, this is not rocket science. And the fourth one I put here was designing systems that prevent burnout, not just respond to it. If you know that thing in the airports, if you see something, say something. Like if you take like a little bag it's like in the middle, or a sketchy person. If you notice changes in behavior of your teachers, then you probably should be like, hey, are you all right? Is everything okay? You seemed a little stressed this week, or I noticed this past month, you haven't been responding to messages. Is everything okay? Are you going through something? Can I support you in some way? For me, it's just obvious, but cool. Maybe some people don't want to do this. And no, support does not mean solving every problem. It means teachers feel that they don't have to navigate all of these situations by themselves. I'm going to solve the problem for you, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to take the lead all the time. I might have a solution, but who's going to implement the solution is not me. You might have to, I'm going to guide you through it. Let me help you. Let me coach you through this. Or, this is not your responsibility. This is my responsibility. Let me resolve this for you. But you can't make them dependent on you either in those positions. Coordinator, director, school leaders, etc. So what does this look like? It looks like a system. Like you should be checking it. You should have reminders. I did. I still do. When I have to check in with people because I'm consulting for a specific place, I have a reminder on my phone, hey, don't forget, you got to send a message to these people today. Oh, yeah, because I got a lot of things going on and I'm going to forget. And if I forget consistently, then nobody checks in with them. That's a bad thing. So you've got to create sustainable systems. It's based on trust. If I say that I'm going to do something, I need to deliver. And if I say this is what you need to do, teachers need to deliver. And that trust goes beyond like stupid PD sessions that really don't have any relation to what they're doing. You need to have professional development. I'm just saying some of them are stupid. Let's be honest. Some of the professional development sessions that you've had to sit through, I've had to sit through them, are just dumb. Of zero benefit. Wasted my time. A waste of life. Waste of life right there. The other thing is, you got, I'm hesitant to say this because I feel like people are going to take it the wrong way and they might go to the extreme on this, but you do have to call, part of the system also is being visible, being consistent, being intentional, but also calling teachers on their bullshit. Because they have to have some structure too. So when they step out of line, when your school has procedures and they're not following them, when they do something that is inappropriate and they should not be doing that, you have to lay down the law too. So be like, hey, you can't do that. Strike one. Don't do it again. We'll have a conversation about why it's inappropriate, how it's against school policy. Can't do that. If this happens again, here's how you handle it. If you don't feel comfortable handling it in that way, then you need to call support. And who's the support? Whoever's having that conversation with that teacher. So it is providing encouragement and help and all of those good things. And it's also keeping things in line because rules are the same for all your teaching staff and they should be. And you shouldn't have favorites and some people play by different rules. No, everybody plays by the same rules. That's it. There's no favorites here. Like, we're running a school. So everybody has the same expectations. Everybody has to play by the same rules. I'm here to help you along the way. If it's not your responsibility, don't worry about it. I'm going to resolve it. And that's how you start making this culture that's a little bit better for teachers. You'll see, I've seen it, the results of having some sort of systematic approach. Here's the rules. Let's reinforce these. Here's support. Here's my check-ins. I'm going to give you a solution. Here you go. Do you need a little assistance getting through that? I'm not going to do it this time because that's not part of my responsibility. That's yours. This one's my responsibility. Like building that up. But it's building relationships, and that's part of support. It's not all of those little professional development stuff, things saying, you're tough, I know you can get through it, like just disappearing, only showing up when there's a problem. That's a problem. Like, get a mirror, you know? So yeah, support isn't a buzzword, and sometimes it's positive and sometimes it's, you know, kind of instructional and laying down the law, but it's a commitment and it's not something that you can just forget about. Like, oh yeah, I have like a whole teaching team that I need to see what's going on with them. Nope. You need to get it together. So that's my rant concluded. Rant over. But good luck with teachers, you know, good group of people, but they do need support and structure. Provide both. See how it goes. I'll see you next time.